Hi, I'm Maral, born and raised in Lebanon. I'm in my late 60s, currently living in Cyprus. I've been hiking for many years, hiking for leisure that loves nature. But besides that, I found something unexpected that I love challenging myself and testing my limits. So, in few years, I climbed Mount Ararat, a mountain that carries the weight of my people, the Armenian people. Since then, I started to look for something more, and I found it in Africa, Mount Kilimanjaro. The highest peak, Uhuru, freedom, is the word, that word stayed with me because for Armenians, freedom is not an idea. It's something that we have fought for, carried, and never let go. Many people dream doing something like this, but I decided that I would actually do it, not someday, but soon. And this became a tribute to me. Within 7 days, I would try to reach the summit at my age. People always didn't say it out loud, but I could see it in their eyes. Why? Is it safe? They were wondering, is it necessary? Maybe it's too late. But myself, I believe in something very simple, that determination has no age, and that the limits we believe in are often the ones that stop us. So I started training, which was quite intensive. Weekend, Saturday, Sunday, I would hike in Cyprus for more than 20 kilometers with elevation gain. And during the week, I was on treadmill, strength training, uphill cycling. This wasn't just a preparation, it was a commitment because I knew something, that Kilimanjaro will not negotiate with me. It doesn't care how motivated you are, it doesn't care how inspiring your story is, but it responds to one thing: respect. So in February, I arrived in Tanzania and the climb began. Day one, it was a rainforest, humid, dense, alive. It was fantastic. We were in a very great mood and to reach our first camp. Day two, we entered moorland. It was open, wild, and so beautiful. We carried on, although the terrain changed, of course, it was rocky, till we reached to our second camp. Day three, everything changed for me. The landscape here became harsh, barren, almost like we entered another planet. And this is when I started to feel it. Altitude, fatigue, and my body was no longer cooperating. I couldn't eat properly, I couldn't sleep, I developed a cough, and yet every morning I got up and kept going because turning back was becoming more difficult than continuing. By day 5, we reached the high camp. It was cold, exhaustion, and there was no comfort at all. And ahead of us was the summit night. We were told that we will wake up at midnight, that we will climb in dark, and this will be the hardest thing that you have ever done. They were right. Midnight came, we stepped into darkness, each of us wearing a headlamp, and all you could see was a line of tiny lights ahead of us, like a trail of stars leading forward. We had to climb 6 kilometers and with an altitude gain of 1,200 meters. It was freezing cold, almost no oxygen, and at first I felt strong, confident. But then suddenly everything changed. After a few hundred meters of altitude, let's say 2 kilometers, my legs stopped working. There was no pain. It was just emptiness, like the legs didn't belong to me. I told my God, I'm exhausted. He looked at me and he said, I can give you an oxygen, because we had another guide behind me who I didn't know. He was carrying an oxygen bottle. But then he added something else. He said, if we give you oxygen, you have to go back. I looked down, it was darkness. I looked up and I saw the lights, so many lights going towards the peak. At that moment, everything became clear to me. I didn't come this far to go back. So I said no, and I chose a different strategy. Pole pole in Swahili means slowly, slowly. One step, one breath. I did breathing techniques and one sip of water because in water there was oxygen. Again and again and again, I repeated this procedure until something incredible happened. The sun began to rise, and with it, the world changed. Light touched the glaciers, and the sky opened. Suddenly, what felt impossible felt reachable. Step by step, I kept moving. We passed Stella Point. By the way, Stella Point, if you reach Stella Point, it's 5,765. You are considered that you have reached the summit. But we passed Stella. We didn't stop. And finally, at 8:02 in the morning, I stood at Uhuru Peak, the highest point in Africa. I wish I could tell you what I felt, but I didn't. I was so exhausted. I was emotionally overwhelmed. But I also felt that I was so proud of myself that I could do it. Not because that I reached the top, but because I didn't turn back. That was the most important, because turning back would have, broken me, but I didn't, so I felt proud of myself. However, the mountains hadn't finished with me, because many people don't realize that the climb is optional, but the descent is mandatory. So, and for me, the descent was harder. At one point, I sat down. I refused to move. I had nothing left. That's when two young porters came to me. They looked at me and said, "Mama Simba," which means in Simba, in Swahili is the lioness. So they saw that I am aged, of course, calling me Mama Simba. And something hit me, and in that moment I didn't feel like I was a lioness. I was completely empty, but I didn't know what to do. But they convinced me, they encouraged me, they lifted me, by the way, physically and emotionally. So step by step, they helped me stand again, walk again, and slowly we descended. My strength came slowly back, and this is when I understood something, that the summit is not the top of the mountain. The summit is a decision. It's the moment that you choose. I will not stop here. Today, when people ask me about Kilimanjaro, people expect me to talk about altitude, difficulty, training. No, I don't. I talk about something else. I talk about choice. Because all of us, every single of us has a mountain, and maybe not a rock and ice, but something that feels just as high, a challenge, a fear, a moment in life where we think, this is too much, I can't do this, it's too late. And in that moment, we all face the same decision. Do we turn back, or do we take one more step? My journey taught me this. Limits are often illusions. Strength is not about age. And progress doesn't come from giant leaps. It comes from small steps taken consistently. Pole, pole. Slowly, slowly. Thank you.